right, and we are off. A minute early. Let's see. Just to kind of see if everything's working all right. And if somebody's here, hopefully write something in the comments. Brad, hey, you're the first. Good to see you. Glad you can make it. I know you're not always good with the time, but very, very happy that you made it. See if somebody else joins in. Manny, how's it going? Okay, great. So quality's good. Feed's working. The last time I did this at home, had some problems here in the beginning, so that's why I'm asking. All right. Hope you guys are doing well. Manny, are you traveling? You on the road again? Brad, are you at home or you having to eat data here? Greetings, Steve. Good to see you. Thank you. Glad everybody's jumping in. Glad the feed's working. So fantastic. Let's just wait a few minutes till a couple of guys show up, and then we'll get going then, I guess. About 2-3 minutes. Okay, good, you're home. That makes it. Oh God, no lordy. Where you at, Manny? Mountainous area again, somewhere Oregon. It usually happens to be there, you know, it's kind of when we do a live on Saturdays. I don't know how that feels. When I was up in the mountains of North Carolina, that was it was spotty. Let's put it this way. It wasn't necessarily a joy. Hey, Leo, glad you can make it. Chintz, fantastic. Good to see you. Mountains of Oregon. Oh, Washington. Okay. So, hey guys, very, very happy to see y'all. Okay. Today, the razor I've already picked. I'll be using my Gillette Milord. The video on Thursday where the phone messed up. I thought I'd use it again today and see if I can get a somewhat repeatable result. And it came in this nice little box. Oops, it's the original, the Milord. Morning, Judge. Thanks for coming. So yeah, be using the Milord, and I shall be using the vintage Blue Blade, made in Canada. Compliments of Brad Melling. This is an R3, and it's going to be the third shave on it. So yeah, let's see how that works out. The last shave was excellent. Zero irritation, nothing. So very, very happy with it. Now, as a brush, I'm going to be using the Dog horsehair in the vintage German handle. Just so you guys can see, this has got a nice bit of coloring. He did a beautiful restoration job on this. I'm hoping he'll show up just so I can thank him more or less in person. Again, because it's a beautiful brush. He does some great work. Steve, you can attest to that. So no, it's brush, razor, blade. And as far as the soap goes, you guys have the choice. Now, originally I had planned to kind of open up the whole spectrum of what I got at the meetup. Alex, glad you can make it. Thank you. It's good to see you. And thanks for organizing everything. That's fantastic. You always put a lot of work in there, so thank you very much. Right, the whole spectrum of what I got at the Wet Shave meetup in North Carolina. But once I started piling it up here, I was like, man, that's way too much. I can't, it's basically by the time I'm done covering what soaps they are, the live shave won't be over. So I'm limiting it to the Vanulet soaps because I haven't used them yet. So this is going to be a first for you and me. I've got a nice bit of selection here on the Vanulet. Just putting that out there. We've got the North Carolina Meetup Special Edition as a choice. We've got the Fougere. We've got the Cool Beans. We've got the Citrus Blast. We're getting into the samples. The Black Dragon and Glacier. And then there's a couple of smaller samples, mainly beer soaps, I think. Not all of them. This is a lemony scented beer soap. This is a mojito scented beer soap. This is After Dark. And this is Small Tart and Cherry. That's also a beer soap. So if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves, just kind of figure out what you guys want to see. Like I said, I haven't used any of them, so this is all new for me. And yeah, I'm just gonna go with what you guys think, because the other day I was standing in front of the loadout, and I'm like, Christ, what am I gonna use? Sometimes it's a bad thing, that you have too much choice. So, okay, we're getting Black Dragon, North Carolina Meetup soap. So, back in Cutter, thank you for joining in. It looks like everybody's going towards Black Dragon. Okay, we'll give it about another 2-3 minutes, and then we'll just go from there. Now today I'll also be using the Vanulet shave bowl, and this thing, it has some serious ridges in it, as you can see that. Now this one is the Beeline one where the colors didn't turn out quite as well, and she just kind of gave that away. So I got an extra one. Just saying. Just in case you were wondering about the coloring, the A-line that she's selling at on her website, they're beautiful in color. So now this one's a little, it's got some discoloration, but got it for free, so I'm not complaining. Now the thing is, it has some serious honeycomb ridges in here, and yeah, the lather will blow up in this. I've tried it once or twice. There is one little downside that you gotta just keep in mind. Due to the ridges, when you guys use this to soak your brush, shake out the water very, very well, because it will retain a boatload of water in those honeycombs. And I basically, the first time I tried it, I drowned out my soap like you wouldn't believe. There was so much water in this, even though I shook it out. So it's just something to keep in mind. Keep this as dry as possible, and just add the water by hand. So that's kind of the only downside. This stuff is so it's going to be an interesting one, because I'm not very good at bowl lathering. So we should see. Okay. Yeah, it does need a good Chintzy, you're right. It does need a good rinse after, and if you've got very small samples, it can be a little bit tricky, because that honeycomb takes a lot of the suds just sticking in there. So that's kind of because they are fairly deep. But as Brad had mentioned on the original Instagram post, you could basically lather up strawberry jam in it. So, okay. Hey, Josh, nice to see you. It looks like we're all coming together here. Right now, I'm not getting any more feedback, so I think it'll be Black Dragon. Josh, I love that shave bowl too. Like I said, I've played around with it. I've lathered up the Phoenix and Bow sample that I've got in it. Man, it was all over the place. So I guess we're gonna go with Vanille Black Dragon. Actually, this thing is made out of a thermoset plastic, so it is heat resistant to some extent. Blow dryer might, usually if you shake it out a couple of good times, it'll take care of that. So the razor, again, for those of you who just joined, the Milord, Gillette Milord. This one is the 4950, as you can tell by the hooks. Where is it? There. There's that little hook for the dispenser. And the blade, again, the Gillette Blue Blade, made in Canada. Shaved Weiss. First of all, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I just saw it before I went live. So greetings, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the live event. It's always something a little unique. I'm really starting to like the format with the live because I can interact with you guys. It's fantastic. You can give me feedback. So okay, now just gonna scoop out one of these nice little stars. Just putting that in the bottom of the bowl. Should be plenty. And you're just gonna have to talk amongst yourselves a little bit while I'm getting busy here. So, okay, smeared that at the bottom there. Yes, and as far as the subscriber giveaway, I'll be putting that video up tomorrow. I kind of revised what I had initially planned, that I'd only let it run for a weekend. I'm going to put it up tomorrow, and it'll go till Friday. I'll put the details into that video then. Okay. All right. So we got some in the bottom of the bowl. Got the horsehair brush from Grey Dog, and we'll just get busy. Hey, Jailhouse. Good to meet you. Glad that you're here. It was good meeting you at the meetup. I was really happy that you could make it. Scent wise, definitely cologne-y. I know I don't have the page here, and I don't have a cheat sheet. So, Gil, glad you could make it. Brad, I'm doing a subscriber giveaway. Gonna give away just a soap as a little thank you for all. So that'll be like I said, be up tomorrow, and I'll let that run till next Friday. Check that out, how that is coming up. Now I did go in that bowl. The bowl was dry, but the brush was wet, and that is coming up just nicely. With the amount of ridges, I can imagine that it's probably fairly good as to break in brushes, because it is fairly coarse. So yeah, that's coming up plenty. Woo! All right. A couple of hairs that it's losing, but it is a new brush, so that's kind of normal. This brush now is more of a paintbrush. It's a horsehair. It doesn't have huge amounts of backbone. So yeah, as you guys can see, plenty. We'll leave it at that. Soap smells great. Like I said, I can't put my finger on it. So if one of you guys can maybe look that up on her website if you want to. I don't know what scent it is. So, all right, let's get some water on the face. Thank you, Gil. That lather came up really nice and easy, and that took no time. So, Handlebar Hellions on Facebook. I'm not big of a Facebook guy, so you know. All right, let's get going. Nice and light lather. I think this is one of her veggie ones. Like I said, I don't have a cheat sheet, so that's something we'd have to look up on the website of Vanulay. Yes, they are, Alex. I've heard good things, and Jeff Smith is a consistent user of her soaps, and it always seems to do well. So I was thrilled to get my hands on some now, and quite a selection. So you think that's going to be all right? So yeah, it's about a day and a half worth of growth. Let's just see how it does. Let's get going. After all, we're here for shaving, right? The blade is doing just wonderful. Okay, nice and slick. Oh yeah, that's doing great. There's plenty of slickness there. Ah, okay. Next Thursday. All right. Looking forward to some pictures from Florida then, Steve. Going to some antique stores, are you? Well, today is probably just going to be at home. I got to get the yard back in shape after being gone for over 2 weeks. I'm still trying to play catch up here. So just to point that out, residual slickness is really good. Slickness during the shave is great. Scent is nice. Let's say around about a 5 to a 6. Not overly, but still present. So that's very nice. So this is a first impression from me as well. Like I said, I've sniffed them in the tub, but I haven't even had a chance to play with it yet. Razor and blade combo are doing just fantastic. And Jailhouse, this one I got at the at an antique store 2 Saturdays ago. in Burlington, North Carolina. So yeah, there are some treasures to be found out there. Now here in the area where I live, the antique stores are pretty well already rated, and not by me. Or they charge an arm and a leg for like really borderline pieces. Wow. Okay, that was the first pass. No, we don't, Brad. Good brushless shave creams. Yeah. Things the world doesn't need. Brushless shave cream. All right. So we'll go second pass. This brush is really nice. Nice and soft. It's getting a little thin there. Let's see if we can just pick up a little bit more. Brush might have been a little bit wet. So there we go. So yeah. The name Vanulay, I wonder if it stands for anything. I forgot to ask Monica how she came up with that. The one thing I've been thinking about is because I've been watching Spencer Shaves from Australia, and with that Australian accent, and I was like, pronounce Vanulay in an Australian accent. Probably sounds pretty fun. Yeah, thank you, Brad. Yeah, brushless shave creams. That's going to be an interesting one. So here, Shave Ridge for today, coffee. I gotta watch out that I don't spill anything with a mustache cup. So, yeah, it's a little too early for a beer here. It's around about noon, and I haven't been up that long. So, all right, let's go against the grain. Oh yeah, taking it down nicely. So how is everybody? I know Manny's driving around. Brad's at home, which is unusual for this time of day. Hey, Robin. Glad you could join. We're in the, yeah, just started with the second pass here. And this razor is nice and, I mean, it's not overly mild, not like a tick or anything like that, but it is very enjoyable. By the way, a little shout out here. Chintzy also has a YouTube channel, very successful. He's also started up around about the same time. So go check him out. Got some really good videos there. Very enjoyable to watch. Oh, that's right, Brad. You've got that new truck coming in. Can't wait to see some pictures. If you hear a funny noise, that's a dog outside the door because I've locked him out. Any branding on the handle of that brush? No, Leo, unfortunately not. There's none whatsoever. I'm going off of what Grey Dog told me. It's a vintage German brush handle. But there's nothing on there. I bet you it was something like like Simoke does or Omega, where they put the sticker on it, and that sticker is just worn off in time. No, residual slickness on this soap is really, really good. Perfect for me who likes to buff a little bit. So yeah, it's great. All right, just put some water on my face, and then we'll go through to the pickups, I guess. Well, I almost dropped the razor. It's pronounced Cincy. Sorry. You could tell somebody your name. Just putting that out there. All right, let's get going with the pickups. As you can see, all it was one of those little stars that I put in there. Gary, thank you. Greetings, Gary. Well, yeah, there's still plenty left in here. This stuff is incredible. Okay. Very light face feel. So I take it it's a vegan or veggie formulation. She does do a lot of different iterations, which I've seen on her website with different oils and ingredients. So it's not just one soap base. She's got a couple. So from Josh JC, I have a question for you. What is a good mustache wax? I'm still trying to determine that myself. The one I had at the shave meetup held up like you wouldn't believe. I mean, that stuff was like glue. It was actually the Art of Shaving, the secondary that they have. They've just come out with it, and it is beeswax base, and it was stickier than you wouldn't believe. So I'm really considering getting some of that and just not applying as much as I did the first time around, because that thing held till the end of the evening, throughout the whole day. Okay. So interesting. Manny, don't play with me. No, I'm not going through a head shave. Yeah, no, I see it. Head shave is not happening. I don't care how much you bug me. I don't have a whole lot up there, but I'd like to just maintain that little bit. So yeah, shaved Weiss. Was that pronounced correct? I'm just kind of asking there. I don't know if you're still there. Just got these little bits where the hair grows real weird. It's tough to get sometimes. As you can see, even without lather, there's still plenty of rest slickness, which is great. Very much enjoying this soap. I'm looking forward to using all the others. Yeah, okay, fine. That's Chris Bailey. But like I said, I'm not willing to go Breaking Bad just yet. So right now, it's not a topic I'm willing to discuss yet. So let me concentrate on one thing. I'm growing this mustache. That's enough work. Having to maintain a clean dome. That's something else. All right. I'd say that's it. Let me just rinse off real quick. And yes, I know you always get to see that top part when I go down, so you know where that's coming from. Now this was this was the first use on a Bannulé, and I am thrilled to bits. That worked out great. It's got a good pulse shave. Feeling nice and hydrated. That's great stuff. Well, I'm fixing to try that, Josh, the meetup soap that she came up with. I like the scent on that. But I had the Phoenix and Bow sample, which I wanted to use. Okay. And just kind of give a try. So and I'm just trying to stay somewhat in sequence. And Brad, your ideas keep getting better and better. I need something bigger than a clog proof if I wanted to get into that kind of shaving. Just saying. And my lawnmower is broken, by the way, so not an option. With Fine American Blend, I can see that works. That the meetup soap and Fine American Blend, that's definitely an option. All right, so we're going for some witch hazel. This is my mix of the Thayers and the regular store-bought variety, because I like that little bit of alcohol in it. No, I'm not ready to go to hospital. The health insurance that my company provides is not the greatest. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest. So hospital stay for a million small cuts. No. Oh, Steve, you looked up the Black Dragon. Was that it? Top notes of citrus lead to middle notes of herbaceous lavender, coriander, and juniper berries. Sandalwood, patchouli, and fir balsam form the warm undertones. Man, awesome scent. So as you can see, there's still plenty in here. Probably do another pass if I needed to, but machete with a stallion edge on it, right? So yeah, no, okay. Let's just go through what we've used. Thanks to Steve, the Suffolk shaver, we now have the notes on Vanulay Black Dragon. It's a great soap. It's not a too heavy cologne scent. It's really nice. I can imagine that matching aftershave that she has. Now she does. I don't think she does alcohol based aftershaves. It's just aloe and basically non-alcoholic ones. The lotions or whatever you want to call them. And I can imagine that scent be nice just for as a daily one. So yeah, we used the Vanulay shape bowl, mixing bowl with the honeycomb design in it. I whipped up fantastic lather. Whipped that up with the Grey Dog horsehair in the vintage German handle. And as a shaver, we used the Gillette Milord 4950 model. I believe. I don't know. Like I said, it's got the little hooks on it. So that kind of indicates post-war. Used the matching Gillette Blue Blade vintage, made in Canada. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, and any suggestions on what to use as an aftershave? I'm kind of stumped. Hey, Nara. Herbaceous, yes, absolutely great word. Nara dropped the F-bomb lately. Who does that? So, yeah, Brute. Okay, there's a suggestion. Come on, keep them coming. Keep them rolling, guys. Thank you, Nara. I've got the Barrister Man Reserve Classic, the Reserve Spice. I've got various iterations of Old Spice, CAD, Aquavelva. Hold on, let me just. Let me just dig through here. What do you think? Irish Moose? German Irish Moose? Just saying. Or maybe Pitralon. Got that as available. Or Hattrick. Hattrick Classic. Now, BM and the Barrister Man Spice does not 100% match the vintage Old Spice, the Shulton. The B&M version is a lot more perfumey on the dry down. Grey Dog, thank you for showing up. I wanted to thank you a million times for this beautiful brush that you sent me. It's absolutely fantastic. Finally, I get to thank you in person. Old Spice, Old Spice, Old Spice. Which Old Spice? I got the US version, I got the European version, and I got the vintage version. Choices, right? Original Old Spice, okay. Guys, I'm waiting, I'm drawing down, help. European version. Need more input? Old Spice Shulton. Well, due to Grey Dog showing up, I'm with his wonderful vintage German brush. I'm gonna go with the vintage Old Spice, as you can see, Shulton. And this must be from, I'd say, early 90s. Nice glass bottle. Oh, I love that scent. All right, so we're going with it, guys. Nice little splash there. Oh, wonderful. Good choice. And there's something about the vintage which almost comes out a little on the spicy fruity side. I don't know if you want to say fruity, but you know, there's some hints of something in there which kind of, I don't know how to describe it, which is totally different to the Barrister and Mann spice. The Barrister and Mann is fairly perfumey. Got some huge staying power. I tried it out yesterday. I just kind of slapped some on at work, and at the end of the day, I was still getting more than just wafts of it. So, oh man, that's a fantastic finish. Absolutely no burn. So I was able to repeat the results of my my messed up video shave the other day here with the My Lord and the vintage Blue Blade, and absolutely no irritation. Nice, clean. I'd say it's a definite DFS. Yep. And so yeah, it's fantastic. Let's get out the shave ridge. I'll just get this back up there for safekeeping. I don't want to break it. I'd say those vintage Blue Blades. These are the ones I'm talking about. They're made in Canada, and I don't know what it is about them, but I absolutely dig them. They're just a great match. Now, any of the other carbon blades that I've tried, which is only the treat carbon up until now, and I think one other vintage one, they didn't work for me. Now, the vintage one might be due to age, but the treat carbon, man, that was a pulling disaster. I mean, it's basically you're going down here and your skin's just kind of dragging along, and I'm like, wow, I can, you know, just basically, you know, get one of those epilady things and just, you know, tear out my facial hair. They didn't work for me at all. I know a lot of you guys like them. That's what I keep saying. It's, you know, it's like blades are an absolute personal preference, and what works for me might not work for you. Yeah, that's something to always keep in mind. So, you know, just putting that out there. So yeah, anything you guys want to talk about while we're here? I'd say we've got at least 20 minutes left. I was a little on the quicker side with this shave. So yeah, man, smelling good. Just trying to see. Bear with me for 1 second. I just got to get my mustache waxed. It's still in my duct kit. And we're back. Well, Grey Dog, with the vintage blades, most of them that I've tried, it's like a 50-50 kind of deal. Some of them work, some of them don't. The ones I've got, they were in an absolutely pristine shape. Brad, I don't know where you got them from. They were fantastic in the original wrapper, in the original backing, and there was absolutely no degradation on them whatsoever. Even the wax on the blades to keep them in the wrapper, that was still intact. It wasn't brittle or anything. It was still pliable. So they were. I mean, you know, I just got lucky on that, and of course, I got lucky that they work so fantastically. The other vintage blades that I've tried is one of the ones that my dad gave me. He still had in his bathroom, which was some vintage Wilkinson sword. Got it right here. Some German Wilkinson sword. I take it from the 70s, I guess. They're stainless. So I'm thinking mid 70s, somewhere along the line. It says Dreifach veredelt. Also worked great. Then I've tried Gillette fins, which Brad also sent me in one of the packages, and they did not work. So like I said, it's kind of on and off. I guess it depends on how they were stored. Even if they are in the original packaging, it's kind of hit or miss. Just gonna do the mustache real quick. This is the stuff that I'm using there, and it's decent. It's kind of like a gel type deal. Sets up pretty darn quick, so you gotta move about at a decent pace. It's got some medium hold, I'd say. It's good the first 3 hours, but after that it just kind of disappears on you a little bit. But by that time your mustache is already trained to the point where it stays together and in shape. So I kind of like it. Pretty easy to wash out. It's water soluble, so it's not a wax as per se. And I'd say that's it. Yeah, no blow drying here. There's not enough hair to really justify that one. And I don't need curlers. Although I have thought about it, just to kind of give it some additional training. Irish, nice to see you. Sorry you missed the shave. I didn't see that if you had come earlier. Thank you, Shaved Weiss. Yeah, I do need to trim out the edges here a little bit underneath, because that's kind of fraying out a little bit. But other than that, I'd say we're good to go. So I'm sorry you missed it, Irish. Basically, it's like used the My Lord vintage blade, used the Manuel soap Black Dragon sample. So it's good soap. I'm thrilled to bits. And used Grey Dog's vintage horsehair. Again, thank you, Grey Dog. That's fantastic. Okay, Brad, thanks for joining. I'm glad you could make it. I know it's not easy for you at this time of day. I know for some of you guys in Europe, I know it's also a difficult time sometimes between 6 and 7 o'clock. Usually dinner time's calling, and so thank you guys for joining in. Thank you everybody for joining in and taking an hour of your Saturday to just kind of come here and chit chat and have a good talk and watch me shave. So I take it we're about 50 minutes in. I don't know if you guys want to ask any questions anymore, talk about something. The one thing I did want to point out, Steve, I was going to ask when are you going to change your video channel name to the Suffolk Raver, since Spence had mentioned it also. Just poking you, just messing with you there. No, and otherwise, if you guys don't have any more questions, anything like that, I'll let you go. I know you guys are busy. Weekends, Saturdays are always family time, and yeah, like I said, thank you very much for taking an hour of that family time and coming here. I'm just hanging with the guys a little bit. Ah, another head shaver. Shaved twice, okay. Well, guys, I guess I'm gonna call it. You guys have a great weekend, great Saturday. Steve, are you gonna do anything tomorrow, or are we just gonna? I know you always kind of do a bi-weekly, but since you're going to Florida next week, just kind of asking, is there anything coming up? Oh, and by the way, it's just straight up coffee, okay? Mustache up. Never thought I'd need it until I started growing the stash. Rave on, Steve. Rave on. Okay, guys. Have a good one. And yeah, be safe. Take care. And then enjoy the weekend. Later, guys. Okay, so nothing on Sunday. I totally understand that. Let us know when you're traveling that you arrived safely. Steve, please do. Just kind of send us a quick message if you can. And then just so we know you arrived safe here stateside. Okay? Alrighty. See you guys. Have a good one. Great weekend. Cheers. Bye.